Pete the Cat Talent Show Trouble by Kimberly and James Dean. Pete the Cat School is hosting a fun talent show. Pete knows just what to sign up for, playing the guitar. But when he writes his name on the list, he sees Grumpy Toad also signed up for the same talent. Will their talent show rivalry get the better of their friendship? Pete is excited. His town is having a talent show. Pete loves shows. He loves performing for the crowd and making people happy. Talent show tomorrow at the Cat City Auditorium. Pete can't wait to sign up. He knows just what he wants to do. He will play his guitar. Callie is going to dance. Alligator is doing magic. Gus is playing his drums. Pete sees a familiar name at the bottom of the sign-up list. It's Grumpy Toads. Grumpy Toad is playing his guitar just like Pete. Pete is worried. Grumpy Toad is his best friend. How can they compete against each other? On his way home, Pete hears music coming from Grumpy Toad's house. Grumpy Toad is practicing his guitar. Your song sounds super groovy, Pete says. Is that what you're playing at the talent show? Yup, says Grumpy Toad. I've been working on it all week. Neat, says Pete. I'm playing guitar in the talent show too. I hope I can be as good as you. Pete goes to his house. He takes out his guitar. What song should I play? He asks himself. Pete starts to play. Suddenly, Grumpy Toad's music gets very loud. Pete cannot hear himself play. Pete does not worry. He puts on his headphones. Now Grumpy Toad can play as loud as he wants and Pete can still hear his guitar. But Pete still does not know what song to play. Pete decides to write a new song. He will show the judges that he has two talents. Pete tries out some notes. They sound great, but he can't come up with the right words. Just then, Pete sees Grumpy Toad listening through his window. When Grumpy Toad sees Pete looking at him, he runs back to his house. Pete takes off his headphones. He goes to Grumpy Toad's house. Grumpy Toad is trying to write a new song too. Pete listens to Grumpy Toad's song. The lyrics are nifty. Pete pokes his head into Grumpy Toad's room. Your song is super cool, he says. Keep up the good work. Pete, Grumpy Toad says, you aren't supposed to be listening to me. We're competing against each other. Pete shrugs. I like listening to you play. Your songs are so good. Grumpy Toad smiles. Thanks, Pete. I like listening to you play too. I don't understand. Don't you want to win? Shouldn't you be practicing? Winning would be super neat, Pete says, but it is not everything. I just want to have fun. Fun? Grumpy Toad asks. Yeah, fun, Pete says. The room will be full of cool cats. I just want my music to make them happy. That's what music is all about. Doink, doink, doink. You're right, he tells Pete. I got so caught up in the idea of winning I forgot why I even play guitar. Grumpy Toad smiles at Pete. Thanks for reminding me. Just then, Pete has a cool idea. I wrote a new tune, and you wrote new words. What if we combine our songs? If we work together, our song will be the hippest thing ever. Yes, Grumpy Toad shouts. and we can be a team. Pete and Grumpy Toad get right to work. They put Grumpy Toad's words and Pete's tune together. Grumpy Toad and Pete practice playing their song together. They practice singing their song together. Pete was right. The song is super neat. Friends Are Groovy by Grumpy Toad and Pete. Finally, the big day comes. Callie does ballet. Alligator pulls a rabbit from a hat. Gus plays a drum solo. Grumpy Toad and Pete are next. They rock out on their guitars. The crowd loves their new song. It is time to announce the winners. Callie gets first place. Grumpy Toad and Pete come in second. Sorry we didn't win, Grumpy Toad, Pete says. Grumpy Toad smiles. That's okay, we had fun, and we did it together. Pete agrees. Having his best friend by his side feels pretty neat. Please like, subscribe, and share for more content. Pete the Kitty Goes to the Doctor by Kimberly and James Dean. Pete the Kitty has a bellyache. Good thing Dad knows just what to do. It's time to go to the doctor. Pete the Kitty wakes up. It's time to go to school. Pete stretches his arms, he stretches his legs. Ouch! Pete's belly hurts. Pete calls his dad. My belly does not feel groovy, he says. Pete's dad feels his head. You do not have a fever, Dad says. You just need some rest. Dad tucks Pete back into his bed. Dad kisses Pete's head. Pete pulls up his covers. He thinks he will have a cool day at home. Pete starts to play with his trains. Then Pete starts to paint a picture. It's time to get dressed, Dad says. It is time to go to the doctor. Pete does not want to go to the doctor. Pete is scared of the doctor. Dad says the doctor is cool. She is not scary. Dad takes Pete to the doctor's office. They wait their turn. The waiting room is fun. Pete gets to play with lots of far-out toys. The nurse comes for Pete. She takes him to another room. The nurse checks for a fever. The doctor comes in. She checks Pete's ears. She checks Pete's eyes. The doctor feels Pete's belly. She listens to Pete's heart. The doctor even lets Pete listen to her heart. Don't worry, the doctor says. It's just a bellyache. The doctor gives Pete a cool sticker. She tells Pete to rest. So cool. Dad takes Pete home. Dad lets Pete rest in bed. Pete will feel better soon. Dad was right. The doctor was not scary. She was nice. Pete feels better. Soon he'll be back to his groovy self again. Please like, subscribe, and share for more content. Pete the Cat, Robo Pete by James Dean. When Pete's friends don't want to play the same games as he does, Pete has a great idea. He'll build a robot that'll do whatever he tells it to. But when Robo Pete gets a little out of control, Pete learns an important lesson about friendship. What a great sunny morning. Pete can't wait to play baseball with his friends. Do you want to play catch? Pete asks Larry. I can't, says Larry. I'm going to the library. Do you want to play catch? Pete asks Callie. I was about to go for a bike ride, says Callie. Do you want to play catch? Pete asks John. I can't right now, says John. I have to paint a fence. Pete wishes his friends would do what he wants to do. It's no fun playing catch all by himself. If only I knew another me, Pete thinks. And like that, Pete has a great idea. Pete builds a robot. He programs it to be just like him. Welcome to the world, Robo Pete, Pete says to the robot. You're my new best friend. We'll do everything together. And I want to play catch, says Pete. Great idea, says Robo Pete. Pete and Robo Pete play catch. Wow, says Pete, running after the ball. You sure can throw far. Robo Pete throws farther and farther until... Time out, says Pete as he tries to catch his breath. Let's play something else. I want to play whatever you want to play, Robo Pete says proudly. How about we play hide and seek, says Pete. That will be fun, says Robo Pete. Pete finds the best hiding place ever. He's sure Robo Pete will never find him. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shouts Robo Pete. Ready or not, here I come. Gotcha, shouts Robo Pete, tagging Pete. Hey, how'd you find me, says Pete. With my homing device, says Robo Pete, I can find anyone, anywhere. Okay, enough hide and seek, says Pete. Let's play some guitar. Pete teaches Robo Pete how to play a song he made up. You have to feel the music, Pete explains. Okay, says Robo Pete. To feel it, I need to play loud, explains Robo Pete. Pete tries to stop Robo Pete, but Robo Pete can't hear him over the noise. This is fun, says Robo Pete. This is awful, says Pete the cat. Okay, says Robo Pete. Let's ride our skateboards instead. Before Pete can answer, Robo Pete's feet transform into a motorized skateboard with super speedy wheels. Let's go, Robo Pete shouts. Wait, calls Pete. Pete chases after Robo Pete. He has no idea where Robo Pete is going. Robo Pete crashes into the sandbox at the playground. Are you okay? Pete asks his robot. I am a robot. I am indestructible, says Robo Pete. What is this strange place? It's a playground, says Pete. He waves to his friends. This is Robo Pete, Pete says to Callie, Larry, and John. I made him myself. Cool, says Larry. We're going to help John finish painting, says Callie. And then we are going to go bike riding. I want to go on the slide, interrupts Robo Pete. Robo Pete, I want to help my friends paint the fence, Pete tells his robot. Paint the fence. That would be great, Robo Pete says. I am programmed to paint faster than anyone. Pete and his friends try to help, but Robo Pete paints too fast. So instead, they ride bikes and they read books. And after Robo Pete is done painting, they help him clean the brushes. Pete realizes that it doesn't matter what they do, just being with his friends is what makes it fun. Please like, subscribe, and share for more content. Pete the Cat, Firefighter Pete by James Dean. Put on your firefighter helmet because Pete the Cat is ready for his trip to the firehouse. He gets to do everything a firefighter does. He even gets to ride the fire truck. But when the alarm goes off, it's Firefighter Pete to the rescue. We are going on a class trip today, says Principal Nancy. She leads the class to a bright yellow bus. Everyone climbs on board. All aboard! I wonder where we are going, says Pete. They are going to visit the firehouse today. The bus parks next to the bright red firehouse. Pete and his classmates are excited. The firehouse is huge. It's so big that it can hold 2 long red fire trucks and all of the firefighters' equipment. Cat Firehouse. The firefighters show the kids around. They give everyone a turn to ring the old brass fire bell outside the firehouse. Then all the kids take turns sliding down the firefighter's pole. Whee! Callie yells as she glides down. The firefighters allow the kids to try on their gear. Firefighters wear a lot of equipment. Whoa. First, Pete puts on heavy black overalls. Then he steps into the tall black boots. A firefighter helps Pete put on a heavy yellow jacket. Finally, they place a hard black helmet on Pete's head. All this gear is very heavy. Pete can barely move. The firefighters allow the kids to explore one of the fire trucks. Callie sits in the driver's seat. She presses the horn. It's so loud that all the kids cover their ears. Then Pete turns on the sirens and lights. The sirens blare. Woo-wee, 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 woo-wee. The lights flash red and yellow. Suddenly, a loud bell rings in the firehouse. Uh-oh! It's the fire alarm. There's a fire in town. Gear up, Pete! The firefighters scramble into their gear very quickly. Pete puts on his gear too. They all climb aboard the fire truck and turn on the siren and lights. Firefighter Pete and the firefighters are on their way. Woo-wee, 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 woo-wee. The fire engine races through town and the lights flash round and round. A firefighter presses the horn. All the other cars move out of the way. There's the fire. It's hot and loud, but the firefighters know exactly what to do. They work together as a team to connect the fire truck to the fire hydrant. Then the firefighters also attach a long, heavy hose to the truck. Firefighter Pete gives the signal, and the firefighters turn on the water. Whoosh! The water gushes out very fast. Several firefighters must hold the hose to control it. Pete helps direct the hose as they spray the fire with water. The fire is starting to go out. There is smoke everywhere. Suddenly, Pete hears yelling from the roof. Oh no! It's Grumpy Toad. He needs to be rescued. The firefighters raise a long ladder from the truck. Crank, crank, crank. The ladder goes up and up and up. Firefighter Pete and another firefighter help Grumpy Toad climb down the ladder carefully. Yay! The fire is out and everyone is safe. The firefighters drive back to the firehouse. They take off all their gear. They pat Pete on the back and say, "Good job, Pete. Firefighter Pete helped save the day." Please like and subscribe for more content. Pete the Cat and the Surprise Teacher by James Dean. Pete the Cat is in for a groovy surprise when his teacher is out sick, and the new teacher is his mom. Pete is ready for school. Where's Mom? Pete asks. She has a surprise for you, says Pete's dad. Pete goes to school. His mom is there. What a surprise! Hi, class. I'm Miss Cat, says Pete's mom. I am the substitute teacher. I will need your help today, says Pete's mom. What do we do first? Art, says Pete. Yay, says the class. The class lines up. Pete's mom leads the line. Is this art? Asks Pete's mom. G-Y-M. Jim. Boing. This is not art. This is Jim. Stay and play, says the gym teacher. The class plays. Gym is fun with more kids, says Pete. Gym is over. Pete's mom takes the class to art. M-U-S-I-C. Music. La la la. This is not art. This is music. Stay and sing, says the music teacher. The class sings. We are louder with more kids, says Pete. Rumble. Pete is hungry. Time for lunch. This is not the lunchroom. This is the playground. Let's have a picnic, says Pete. Now it is time for art, says Pete's mom. Everyone cheers. Pete leads the class. Is this art? Asks Pete's mom. A-R-T. Art. It is. Lots of kids are making art. Oh no, says the art teacher. It's too late to join us. The day is almost over. The class goes to their classroom. I know, says Pete. Let's make art here, he says. Okay, says Pete's mom. Pete calls a huddle. Whisper, whisper. The class plans a surprise. Pete draws. Callie makes paper cats. Everyone helps. Surprise, says Pete. The class made art for Pete's mom. Thank you, Miss Cat, says the class. We had a great day with you. Sometimes a different day is an awesome day. Please like, subscribe, and share for more content. Pete the Cat, Go Pete Go by James Dean. No one wants to race Turtle in his new race car until Pete the Cat takes up the challenge. Turtle's car goes really fast and has cool gadgets, but Pete has his own surprise. Will it be enough to help him cross the finish line first? It's a beautiful day and Pete the Cat has decided to take his bike for a ride. Nothing makes Pete happier than feeling the sun on his fur and the breeze on his face. Vroom, vroom. Turtle has a new race car. Who wants to have a race, he says. Not me, says Grumpy Toad. My motorcycle has a flat tire. Not me, says Emma. My car is too old and slow. Not me, says Callie. My bus is a work of art. It's not meant for racing. I'll race you, says Pete, knowing how much Turtle likes to race. But your bike has no motor, says Turtle. My race car is super quick. I'll win for sure. That's okay, says Pete. I just want to try my best and have fun. Everyone is excited for the big race. On your mark, get set, go, Callie shouts. Turtle steps on the gas pedal and vroom, zooms away. Pete waves goodbye and then pedals off. Pete sees Turtle up ahead. Turtle slows down to let Pete catch up. Check this out, shouts Turtle. He presses a button and... Ching! Fins appear. Now Turtle's race car goes even faster. Vroom, vroom. Pete's bike doesn't have fins, but he does have a basket. He stops and takes out a tasty red apple. Nothing is better than a tasty red apple on a beautiful day. The Good Food Diner. Turtle sees that Pete is way behind. He spies a diner up ahead. Might as well grab a bite to eat, Turtle says as he pulls into a parking spot. Yum, says Turtle, eating a grilled cheese sandwich. He's in no rush. He is sure he will win the race. Dessert? The waitress asks. Don't mind if I do, Turtle says. While Turtle finishes his lunch, Pete continues pedaling. The sun is high and the breeze is blowing. It's a beautiful day for a race. Pete sees Turtle leaving the diner. Pete waves hello, but Turtle doesn't wave back. Turtle just jumps in his car and peels off. I guess he didn't see me, Pete shrugs. But Turtle did see Pete. He knows that Pete isn't gonna give up easily. So Turtle presses a button and his tires inflate into mag wheels that let him swerve around the curves at top speed. Vroom. Pete passes a rose bush as he goes around a curve. Pete knows he should keep racing, but he can't resist. The roses are just so beautiful, he has to stop to smell them. Turtle sees that he has a huge lead. He knows he's going to win. Lemonade? He stops for a nice cold glass of lemonade, and that's when he sees a hammock hanging between two trees. He's exhausted from racing so fast. He figures a quick nap will help him in the home stretch. Pete pedals past and sees Turtle sleeping. That's cool, Pete thinks as he rides by as quietly as he can. Turtle must be really tired. I'm glad he's getting some rest. Grumpy Toad finds Turtle fast asleep. "Wake up, Turtle," says Grumpy Toad. "If you don't get back in the race, Pete is going to win." "That's impossible," says Turtle, thinking it must be a joke. But it's no joke. Turtle presses a button and rocket boosters appear, making him go super duper fast. Vroom! But by the time Turtle nears the finish line, Pete has already won the race. "How did you do it?" Turtle asks. "Slow and steady," says Pete. "Maybe next time instead of racing we can ride together." "Great idea," says Turtle. What a great race. What a great day. Please like, subscribe, and share for more content.